Hello and welcome. Out of the ways to start playing a tabletop war game, especially one like Wild West Exodus, Warcradle's Rules and Governance set is up there. Wild West Exodus is a skirmish game set in a divergent universe during the period of, the Wild West, with models and rules available for many historical figures, such as Theodore Roosevelt, who's riding a raptor. Not even going to ask why. Calamity Jane, and the Earps, Morgan, Wyatt, and now Martha. So to say they have a couple of factions to choose from is an understatement. There is 8 in total. The Watchers, a conclave of alien races, Lawmen, which is self-explanatory, Warrior Nations, these are the Native Americans, Outlaws, again, this is self-explanatory, Hex, big spooky monsters that possess people, the Union, the ones who won the Civil War, the Enlightened, this is science but bad, and finally, the Order, which is their X on opposite day. Anyway, back to the rules and governance box. What do you get? You get the rule book with the law, but not the faction rules. Dice, templates, and tokens that are needed to play. Though I would have preferred the faction rules to be in the rulebook over the law, but these are free to download and they're downloaded as cards, so you can put them in something quite easy. Also, they're on their own. You don't have to download all the rules for everyone, just for the faction you're looking for. So, if you want the rules for the Warrior Nations, you will only download their rule set and no one else's. The best thing about these rules and govern boxes, especially for Wild West Exodus and their Cthulhu game Mythos, is that these games, being small skirmish games, you only need one box or posse to play. So that big starter set, it looks good, you don't actually have to get this and you can start on your own terms. Last edition I did it with Enlightened and Lawmen. With this new edition I finally got the Warrior Nations and Watchers, my favourite factions. Warrior Nations has Walks Looking. The reason I got into Wild West Exodus, she's a fantastic looking miniature, both the legendary sculpt and the normal sculpt, which comes in the Tribal Retribution box. Both these sculpts are amazing. And plus, in what I've read in the lore, she's absolutely fantastic and a badass too. So, the freedom the rules and governance box gives you makes it worth it. So what is Wild West Exodus like to play? Well, you use cards to show how many actions each mini gets you do in a turn. Yet, each mini has a limit to actions too. It's not a mechanic I particularly like, but I can see that it encourages tactical thinking. I can do it, but when I'm playing with my daughter, we often forego that and just use the maximum amount of actions as what we do. Anyway, that's just a house rule in here, but like I said, it's good for tactical thinking and it really encourages it. So if you get a bad hand, having to make a choice between moving or shooting, do you make that break for cover or do you try and gun down your enemy? Then you take it in turns with each activation of a unit. So, pardon me, if I was to activate Walks Looking, then do her stuff, my opponent would therefore have to activate a different unit, say the, Helena Mella from Lawmen, and it goes on each time. Well, I really like that. I do like that sort of idea. This was also in Lord of the Rings. It is in Firefight, and again here in Wild West Exodus. It speeds the game up and it prevents people dragging their heels, as you have to go almost straight away after you used your action points. And you can only do it with a single unit. You can't make an excuse for I'm planning everything because you're waiting for the other person to go. Once you have done a unit, it is the other person's turn. The minis are fantastic. The quality of these sculpts are something else, and they are really the best I have ever seen. And honestly, it leaves Games Workshop in the dust. Their detail is that high, it's unbelievable. And the models often look highly kinetic too. I often complain Games Workshop models look quite static. A lot of these are very, very fluid and they look like they're actually moving. They're also really fun to paint. I feel like when I'm painting one of these models, Warcradle always brings out the best of me when painting. My Wild West Exodus models are some of my best painted. Really are. Anyway, finally the posse boxes. These are like each gang. Each faction has several already made posses. So for ones I used for playtesting are, for the Enlightened, I used the Father of the Enlightened box. Lawman was the Ranger Showboat posse. Rogers was the Amber Clade, and Warrior Nations was the Tribal Retribution posse. Each played very differently, and swapping out Orcs Looking for the legendary Orcs Looking definitely helped that box a lot more. I like this idea, but you can also build your own posses too. I did this with Helena Miller. I swapped Wild Bill Hickok out for Helena Miller in a Lawman posse, and I did add a different part to the game, and it really works. The rules are robust enough that you don't have to just do the small gangs. You can build a very big force. A fairly big force. Sorry, my throat is going. I do apologise. So yes, honestly, if you want to play Wild West Exodus, it's one of the best games I have played. The models are fantastic. They're highly detailed. They're fun to paint. The game is great fun to play. I mean, it can last anything up to half an hour and a half, or it can be a very short game if you just go with one model each. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and hope you all have a good day. I'll see you soon. So, links to Element Games, which should be going soon anyway, is down below. Forbidden Planet and my t-shirt and my comics. If you want to give me money, there is Patreon as well. I'm going to burn this video up to 8 minutes again, just for the algorithm, and I think this video needs to be shared. You should share this video so more people hear about this fantastic game with these fantastic models. Anyway, thank you very much again for watching, and I'll speak to you all very soon. Goodbye and have a great day. Also, I really apologise for my voice in this video.